Hello, moms and dads. I feel like it has been a while since I've had a chat with you, but thought just to reach out and say hi. And can you believe it? Here we are already in November. It seems like 2021 is zooming past us all. Before you know it, we'll be having fireworks and having a welcome into January 2022. But before we get there, let me just give you a little bit of a rundown of what's going to be happening here at DIAL Barsha. So we have a couple of special days ahead of us. Now I know for some of you, you love these days, more the kids, and for some of you, you see it as an extra little bit of a nightmare as you have to organize things. But so let me give you the heads up here. We have Science World Day. So on Thursday, the kids can dress up as spectacular scientists, which I know many of them are eager to do. And just actually behind the scenes say here, dress up days is not my favorite thing at all. I know people tend to think teachers love dress up days, but it's not. It's pretty much making sure that the kids are making a link and having a connection with something fun. And they are the ones asking for it. You know, we try and do as much of student agency as possible and try and incorporate these days. So just hang on, it's primary school. This is what they do. So science, I've seen some amazing science entries that families have done. I know today is the deadline where they're busy uploading their experiments, and it's been great to see some of the ones that have come in already. Then we have coming up at the end of November, all these dates are already on Toddle on the calendar. We have the UAE National Day, and that's when students can come to school dressed in UAE traditional dress or the colors of the UAE flag. So that's a very special day. And of course, this year it's even more special because it is the Golden Jubilee year. It's 50 years of the UAE. So we're doing a lot of things around the number 50. And you'll notice that in some of the lessons. And thank you very much to those who have volunteered to come and do the 50 doors decorations that we have going on here in the school as well. Then we have our upcoming winter concerts, and that's going to be fun. And yes, moms and dads will be able to come to it, but it will be in sessions. So instead of being able to sit and watch a whole group, there will be sessions that it takes place in before the next lot of people are allowed to come in, so that we can accommodate everyone according to the availability within our auditorium. And then we have our house launch. So the students are already doing activities that's linked to their air, water, earth, and fire. And each of those houses have a color linked to it. For example, fire red and air is yellow and earth is green and water is blue. So what we will have is a great fun day where the students can get to dress up in their color. And then we have various activities where they are scoring points for their houses. Now, as I said, they are already doing that during the school day. Teachers use dojo points. We use it as some motivational aspects for the students, but we will have a specific day centered around that in the primary and the secondary school. And then, of course, it's also Dubai 30-30. Yes, good old Dubai 30-30, making sure that we are getting our exercise and we're being active for 30 minutes a day. Now, those 30 minutes is not just during school time. It's also after school hours. It's within your 24 hours of your day. What are you doing? Are you doing something as a family? Are you doing something as a group? So have a look at that. And some exciting news, we have a challenge for you. Focused on Dubai 30-30 and the number 50. So stay tuned, because very soon you'll be finding out if you can challenge Mr. Diamond. He can do a certain activity, but can you do it? It would be interesting to see. And then, of course, we have our upcoming PTCs. Now, these are still not allowed to be held in person. We will be having these online. That's for the 22nd of November. You will be receiving the link to make these bookings with all the teachers, your homeroom teachers as well as specialist teachers. Now, I know I often get told by a certain group that 10 minutes is not enough. I just want to remind you something here. PTCs is a touch in. If there were serious concerns or there's something you really wanted to discuss with a teacher, you shouldn't wait for the 2 times a year that there is a PTC. It's It's called open lines of communication. That's when you make a connection with the teacher. The PTCs is just, in fact, if I had my way, I would almost say goodbye to them. It's so old school, where you make a connection with the teacher just to check how are things going. So this should not be where you hear for the first time if there are challenges or if there are concerns, etc., from the teacher. And at the same time, this shouldn't be the first time that the teacher's hearing if you've got some questions that you would like some clarity on. This should be an ongoing communication relationship with the class teacher, yourself, and the child, of course. That's the main one, is that they are involved with it. So you will be receiving a link to that, and you could then be making your booking for a PTC, parent-teacher conference. And of course, students are most welcome to join in on those parent-teacher conferences. In fact, it's often better because they can get to hear that it's not a discussion about them, it's a discussion with them involved. Right, sport. Yay! How fantastic is it to come here at school in the mornings and seeing netball and seeing some football out on the field, and in the afternoon seeing the kids busy and out. Now, these are the official sporting codes that DASA runs for the primary schools, for all Dubai schools. And it is football at the moment for the boys, and it is swimming for everyone, although DASA has not yet shared a competitive swimming schedule for primary schools. Secondary schools, different. Primary schools, they are still busy putting the plan together. Netball, we have started with the girls. We're waiting for the cross-country information for boys and girls, and then all of that will be started. But the teams are busy practicing. And then next term, they do a swap over where it will be girls doing football and boys doing basketball, for example. They have a whole schedule worked out, and as to when and how these competitions and fixtures take place. So thank you, boys and girls, and it seems like we're doing great. We are really, really doing well. And the parents, I know you would love nothing more than to be there on the side of the field cheering and supporting our Sharks. But at this point in time, the COVID regulations state that only the matches are allowed to be played, no external observers. Not even I am allowed to go. So I get updates via WhatsApp to see how the teams are busy doing. Great. Expo trips. Now, we've had our first lot. Our grade 5s have already been around for their first lot. And this week we have our KG2s and grade 4s, I know, that are getting ready to go. And thank you to everyone who met the deadline. Now, this is a little bit of a tricky one. For all of us to be able to go through, there are some clear guidelines put in place by Expo and KHDA. Now, each school had to be quick online to make their provisional bookings. Now, once we had that, we then had to confirm the bookings, and those bookings, whichever seats we have not taken, then get given to another school who's looking for extra seats, or a school that wasn't as quick on the mark to actually make a booking for Expo. So that's why it's important. We can't keep adding people because moms and dads forgot to go on the link and forgot to pay. Those seats are given up to the next lot of people in line by Expo. So we have to confirm a good couple of days in advance as to how many seats we are actually taking. And that's what we have already done, giving other schools the opportunity to make use of those seats that we are not making use of. So please, yeah, it's been a tough one, and we hate having to say no, but these are the guidelines and the protocols we have had to follow to make sure that everyone is doing what they're supposed to be doing. But I trust you are busy visiting Expo, and that as a family you are getting to enjoy the experiences. We've had a number of students very excited about their passports and how many badges and stamps they are collecting, and all the excitement around finding and discovering some new things as they visit Expo. Right, my last point over here, CCAs. We are absolutely happy to have CCAs. Yes, I'm not going to lie, it would be nice for us to have a couple of them where we could mix a little bit more, but we have to take it step by step. Just a friendly reminder, now, CCAs are an option for you, the co-curricular activities, the ones that the school offers without any payment involved. So, yes, you have to take a late bus. Now, the late buses, I will be honest with you, can give us sometimes a little bit of grey hair because we are not responsible for the traffic in Dubai. All right, we're trying our best. Yes, they are reworking the amount of students and the drop-off routes, keeping in mind how many are going to a certain area. But we need you to understand that some of the areas are experiencing high traffic. I want to say it's Expo. I can't be 100% sure, but I know for myself included, my travel time home in the evenings is definitely longer than what it was before Expo. So just do keep in mind, and with that, make sure your child has some extra snacks in. Make sure they have money or extra water with them on the days that they have CCAs. And moms and dads, those students who do take the bus, it is vitally important that if your child is not on the bus that day, if you've decided to pick up because you've had an early end of day work day, that's fantastic. Just let the bus company know. Otherwise, it saves us, well, not otherwise, it does save us time running up and down, knowing the child was in school, knowing their name is on the bus list, but then you've come to fetch them. So please, just keep everyone informed. Now, to the moms and dads who don't have bus children, but the ones who are coming to fetch up, I'm going to be honest, I've noticed a couple of regulars that are just picking up late. Now, just so that you are reminded, everyone here looking after your child also has a family that they need to get home to. So it's a two-way street over here. It's asking for us all to be just considerate and mindful of everyone's situation. So what we are going to do is, I've had a couple of chats with some other schools. If we have some regulars, in other words, it's been twice that you are late. Now again, I understand if there's been an accident and a delay of traffic. I get that part. But when you are a regular, and come on, you know who you are, especially when you tell us, I've come later to miss the traffic. We might then have to reach out to you and say whether CCAs might have to be reconsidered for you if you are not able to pick up on time. So we will be monitoring that as well. Remember, when we get back in January, there will be a change of some CCAs as weather permits for us to do some other activities as well. Right, so that's about it for now from me. It's a nice long message. As always, if you have any queries or you need clarity on anything, do reach out to your class teacher first. Otherwise, myself, Miss Waller, Mr. Diamond are always here to be able to help you as best we can. Thank you very much for your support this year so far. And yes, just hang in there. It's November, and then we have a good couple of long weekends. Well, it's a 4-day holiday. We're all just waiting for that final confirmation for when it is the UAE National holiday. And then when we come back in January, it's quite a few long sessions that we have, getting ourselves ready for the next part of the year, which is the last part of the year, as we get ready then for the next part of the academic year. So lots to do, lots to go on. Hang in there. You've got it. The boys and girls have been absolutely super here at school, busy learning and displaying fantastic IB attributes as good students. Yes, take care, stay safe, and chat soon.